a lot like, you know what I'm saying, all the other people. Like Lil Baby, I know Lil Baby voice.
Nah, I know Dirky old voice.
I don't know Dirk voice
but,
yet.
You know,
I mean, for a nigga to be able to ride the beat like that,
more than you.
I think that's totally ingenious, man, for you to be able to ride the beat like that and literally can freestyle like you wrote it. That's like one reason why I be so impressed with Killer Calion, because the way he freestyle, he freestyles like he wrote that shit. You know what I mean?
He'll be writing that shit?
What? This nigga don't have to write that shit. I had watched this nigga go.
This nigga been in the game too long to still be like writing.
I mean, I don't mean shit. That nigga just got a talent. Some people got a gift like that. Yeah. Like Lil Kiki, right? Man, let's run the tape, man. Let's start running this shit.
It's already rolling.
All right, look. Lil Kiki, man. Album before the album, the first one I did with him, right? This nigga literally came to my crib. We probably did, I don't know, maybe about 15 tracks on that, right? This man didn't write down shit. This man did not write down shit. He listened to the track a little bit and run it and punch if he felt like he wanted to. But literally, he already even punched. You know what I mean?
No shit.
And I think that's some pure genius shit for you to be able to just to be able to rap like you wrote it like that. And this man never picked up not one pen or paper or nothing and killed 15 tracks at my crib. This nigga was literally over there probably by like 2 hours.
And that boy gave you your card too, though, because he said that you was like the best like mixer that he had ever worked with. You know what I'm saying? Like engineering, like really mixing his shit down.
Oh yeah, I listen to him, man, because I like when I mix down your voice, I want your voice to sound like you in my face.
Yeah.
You know, like Jay-Z, when you hear him rap, he sounds like he right in your face. I like for everybody to sound natural. You know what I mean? When you hear my mix down and when you talk, you the same person that's on stage. You don't sound like different when you're on stage if I mix your shit. You know what I mean?
I didn't even until he said that shit, I didn't even know that you was actually, you know, like engineering shit.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when you listen to those old Swishahouse mixes, you know why everybody sounded different when they left the Swishahouse, because I was actually engineering all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a sound quality addict. I've been like that since I was a kid.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down, man. Yeah.
So we up and running the interview right now. We up GMT radio right now.
Yeah.
Road in the game, you know. And we in this motherfucking legendary. Let's do it the right way, cause y'all know I'm a Southside nigga to the bone.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? I know he been waiting on
Oh
this
yes.
moment, man.
You know it's going down, man. If you watch the show, you know how excited I am, man. I got the OG. I got my OG. I got the legend, the man himself, Mr. Michael Watts. What up, though, man?
What up, though? I'm here, man.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, for real.
Real, man. For real.
Listen, we might well just go on.
Let's run it.
You know, where you think your place is in Houston hip hop?
Wow, that's something that. Wow, that's like an outsider type question where it's like where other people will put you at, right? Well,
because,
I put
the only reason I asked that because you know what I'm saying, like, you know, when motherfuckers might say, like the what you call it, like the Mount Rushmore of Houston or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of times I don't hear your name come up. You know what I mean?
Because you ask people where you at.
But I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like, what do you think your place in Houston hip hop is?
Man, you know what? I'm kind of like the if you ever seen Charlie's Angels, I'm kind of like Charlie. You know what I mean? Like I'm like that nigga that you knew that ran shit, but you never seen him or nothing like that. Like Charlie didn't give a damn about being seen. Charlie didn't give a damn about being famous, right? Charlie just gave a damn about doing the job and collecting the checks. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not one of them type of people that like putting myself out there, man. I don't need no fame or none of that shit right there. You know what I mean? I'm in this position because I chose to be like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I don't do a lot of interviews or something like that. I don't like bragging on myself and none of that shit around there. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I know I did a lot for this culture out here in Texas. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And, you know, just as for the artists and did for the slow down culture, keeping it popping, you know, when Screw passed and stuff like that, man, because at the end of the day, I know if it wasn't for me, there would be somebody from Atlanta or some other part of the country claiming the slow down music after Screw passed. but it stayed right here in Houston, Texas, and I know it's because of me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Oh man.
So when they started talking about the reverb, slowed and reverb, you heard of that shit, right?
Oh, slowed and verb. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, everybody evolve whatever what they doing. You know, like before we started doing the interview.
Evolve from what the fuck is what it really is, though. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like this Houston's music. You know,
yes, it is.
Sorry, that's our shit.
But let me go back though. Let me go back. Let me go back. Just because I'm a music head and I'm an OG around there, right? I first heard slow down music in Florida in the '80s.
Hold on now.
The name of the group they used to make mixtapes. There was Jam Pony Express.
Wow.
And they had this thing called something drag. I don't know what the first part of it, but it was called drag. Because back then, they had the booty music, like the real fast shit, like Planet Rock and all that type of shit. But they used to have it slowed down around there. That's why I first heard slow down music. This was in the 80s before I even heard screw tape.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I'm not saying that's where he got it from, but I've heard that before.
First time you actually heard it.
Yes. And actually, they used to do slow down music on KTSU, Kids Jam, in the 80s. They had this, they had a show called Kids Jam. It started in the 80s,
I
right?
remember Kids Jam.
And they actually slowed down. There's this song called Fresh the Word by Mantronics. They used to slow that down. You know what I mean? And this was in the 80s. I've heard my first screw tape in the 90s.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, like Miami, they was making whole slowed down tapes. But then on KTSU, they was doing that one slowed down song.
They were just doing one song.
That one song sounded good, slowed down. They wasn't trying to make a big movement out of it. But that's why I first heard slow down music.
So what ended up happening with, or if you know what ended up happening with the sound, the shit that was coming out of Florida?
I have no idea what the culture, but I remember hearing one of those slow down drag tapes back then, though. You know, I don't know where they took it to. I don't know why they started or stopped or who exactly done it, you know, but I did hear it.
If anybody tapping in, man, and y'all know something, say something, man.
I'm serious. There's some OG out there in Florida, man, that knows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
you know, because one thing about Florida always been into the big systems and the bass and all that type of shit. So, you know.
That's breaking news.
Breaking news like a mug. Tell
I got to go look into. And what you say the name of the group was?
I think it was the mixtape group was called Jam Pony Express.
Jam Pony Express.
I've heard of that name before. Jam Pony Express.
Yeah. I mean, they was doing mixtapes as Daryl Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the 80s, right in their pocket along with him.
So you never got offended, you know what I'm saying, by like the slow and reverb, because you know what I'm saying.
Like
for good reason. If you
for me personally, I don't give a fuck because everybody got offended when I started doing slow down music. You know, when I started doing it, everybody got offended. So for somebody else to take it and do it around there, I'm not offended by it. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Because at the end of the day, I admit that I started doing slow down music because of DJ Screw. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the person that started that slowed and verb thing around there, they doing it because of me and Screw.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what's up.
So when exactly what year did Swishahouse, like how soon after you would say that you heard a Screw tape and that you started
I did my first slow down mix in about 95 or 96.
Yeah.
I started doing about 95 or 96. And my partners, they were begging me to do slow down mixes, you know?
Yeah.
They were begging me to do slow down mixes, but I would never do them, you know?
You didn't want to do them because
I just didn't want
already doing it? Or
I didn't want to do it because it just wasn't me. I was making money doing my regular speed mixes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But finally, they begged me into doing it, and I did it, and I made a lot of money off that mug, and I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
did my first.
I'm so glad you did. Dog.
I did my first slow down mixtape as a favor to one of my friends. That's what I did.
Yeah.
You know.
And then after that, it was. That's what you
roll with it, man.
Did
hey,
you
man.
think,
at the end of the day, I'm a hustler, man. So I'd rather be selling mixtapes than selling dope. So
did y'all think that shit? Did you ever think that shit would explode the way it did?
Absolutely
Outside,
not. Absolutely not.
Do you get offended when people in their head have this idea that it was beef between you and Screw?
Of course I do. Of course I do, because it was no beef in my eyes. But at the end of the day, it was a territory beef between the North and the South.
Yeah.
Because if you know anything about me, I never shitted on the South Side. Ever.
Never. Never ever done that.
Even at the peak of the war, I never did. I've been on radio since the early 90s.
I can speak. I can.
So
I never heard you talk bad about the South
I'm
Side.
never going to do that, man, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the culture. You know what I mean? And my mind is bigger than what niggas are on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not finna let how somebody feel on the street take me for how I feel, because I do this right here for the love of the culture, and I do this because this is what I grew up on, and this is what I'm jamming. You know what I mean? Like in my car, I was jamming Fat Pat,
Oh, man. Like watching the building, children. Pay attention, guys.
That's what's up.
Pay attention, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, because good music is not to be denied. So it's just like, for me, like, I'm the one that played Webby first out here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a damn if it's good. I will play it.
Hey, that was one of my favorite mixes from you too.
The Webby.
The Webby album, and then that Carter 2.
That Carter 2 was my absolute favorite mixtape.
Yeah.
That I did for somebody else. Carter 2.
Yeah.
I gotta pat myself on the back. I killed that bitch.
Yeah. Cause a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, I don't listen to a lot of the albums that be screwed and chopped, but that motherfucker, like, that motherfucker was hard.
Yeah, because I was beastie on that, man. I got a lot of new equipment right then, so I was really clowning with the equipment. And then I was young, and and I'm just now beginning to do mainstream projects. So my whole thing is like, I'm finna show these niggas something, man. When I got on that mainstream,
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So coming up through the ranks, well, not through the ranks, but when Swishahouse, what made you decide to say, we finna really pump these flows, selective sound, all that, and put the whole
it just grew
organization together?
It just grew into it because, like I said, I started doing mixtapes. Like I've been hustling with mixtapes since the 80s. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
But just the fact that the demand just became so high that we had to take it to a real level. Because people wanted it. The demand was there.
It meant it for me to I remember when I was young and really a fan before I got into music business and stuff, like that shit meant a lot to have Swishahouse with everything that was going on. Bro, I literally had fights back in the day defending the Swishahouse name and shit like that.
I think everybody that
I've literally had fights and been in beefs, and you know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all, I've really been in that shit.
Man, that's so crazy, man. You know what the hardest thing was? To ignore the negativity and just to stay focused.
That's real.
Because everybody that came in the Swishahouse, they literally wanted to go to war.
That's what they came down. That's what they came for.
Everybody came in there to go to war.
Yeah.
Like, man, these niggas talking all this shit, man. Dog, we ready to go to war? No, man, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? we ain't doing that, man. I'm not
the first time a nigga hopped on that hoe and said some shit. You know, like, oh man, hold on, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm just not that type of person, man, that believe in all that type of shit, man. Dog, I don't want nobody's on my behalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is this here. If I can keep you from getting shot, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody had a problem, if you and somebody had a problem, like somebody had a problem with Nightcap, I say, look, this is what you need to do. You need to talk to Nightcap. Period. You know what I mean? I ain't going to come to you and say, hey, such and such said this shit about you, Nightcap. What you going to do?
That's what's
ain't
up.
that nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, if somebody come on my mixtape around that motherfucker, I'm endorsing the shit.
At which point of the whole journey, all the way up the hill and coming back down a little bit, at which point when you look back did you enjoy the most?
Good question.
The Kappas.
Oh man.
The Kappa mixtape season.
Oh man.
Because at that point we were at our street peak. then, you know. Everything was flourishing. Everybody's eating. You know, we taking shit to a different level. At this point right now, we can convert it to from tapes to CDs. So we were on fire. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, the fact of being a street hot, you know what I mean? It's nothing like that, man. When you young and you hot and everybody loving your shit and everybody supporting your shit on there like that, that was the best time of my life, you know?
That's what's up, man.
I didn't need no job. I wasn't in jail. What?
I feel that.
I ain't getting money and having fun, man, for real. And I ain't got to sell no dope, no shit, no nothing. I'm good.
That's what's up, man.
God damn it. Michael Washington's in the motherfucking business.
Yeah. We in the building, baby. We in the building.
For all you bitches in school said I wasn't going to be shit, fuck y'all niggas. Yes. Most likely to not be shit, yes. Look at me, bitch. That's how I felt in the Capitol, like, yes. You know what I mean?
Hey, what did you have to teach yourself, like, because in the beginning, you know, we would pick, type, Mario.
See, and that's that era of Swishahouse I'm not real familiar with.
History,
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
then, you know,
that's the beginning before the commercial. Listen,
then Mike, Paul, you know, Cam, all them come along and things really started changing. You know what I'm saying? How did you have to make that transition from being a nigga hustling mixtapes to, you know what I'm saying, bringing out platinum artists and going, you know what I'm saying, Grammy Award winning artists and shit?
You just grow and evolve into the situation, right?
That's what's up.
So with everybody and everything in life, right, you evolve to whatever your situation is in life. And that's what we evolved to. We evolved from cassettes to CDs to commercialism.
That's what's
up. You know, that's one of the things that kept Swishahouse hot, man, because we were every new group was an evolution. Because it first started out with Archie Lee and Lester Roy. And then came the Acres Home Crew.
One of my favorites
Lil Mario.
Used to be Sam Warfowler.
Yeah, then came Lil Mario, Slim Thug, the Pigs in the 80s. The whole Acres Home Crew came in.
Yeah.
And then there was Paul Wall and Chameleon, right? And then after Chameleon, it was Mike Jones and Magno.
Magno. Shout out to Magno.
But every new
shout
person
out to
brought
Yella. Shout out to
and
Yella.
Highway Yella's here today.
Yeah, shout out to Yella.
But every wave brought a different evolution to the whole situation. Cause like for me, I never been one of those type of people that really wanted to be stuck on anything.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted to do new shit, right? Even when you heard their flows back then, it sounded futuristic because I pushed it for people to think beyond where they were at. You know, everybody wanted to come in and go down. Like, no, we need to do something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Because I'm shooting dice with Donald Trump, Bill Gates, and Ed McMahon. Back then, boy, that was one of the hottest lines.
Who said
that? 50-50 Twin.
50-50 Twin, man. Shout out to Twin, man.
What is it?
I'm shooting dice with Donald Trump, Bill Gates, and Ed McMahon. This was, you got to remember, this was 97, 98.
Yeah, that was probably early 2000s. Yeah,
it was cool to talk about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It was back then, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
And what you think that y'all could have did to make? What you think y'all could have did to make the run last longer, or do you think it just ran its course?
It ran its course. You know, nothing lasts forever. You know,
we would have so liked it to.
Yeah, nothing lasts forever, no matter how good it is around there, right? You know, because at the end of the day, it would have been a whole new group. Like Highway Yella. Highway Yella don't sound like anybody that's ever been on the Swishahouse. Period.
Yeah. Doesn't
sound anything like anybody that's ever been a part of the Swishahouse.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would have lasted if I chose to keep it running, you know? Because at the end of the day, man, when you do the same thing forever, it gets boring to you.
No shit.
Period. You know?
Oh shit.
Y'all had so many different personalities, you know what I'm saying, as far as the commercial side, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Y'all had Chameleon now, you know, Power Wild, Slim Thug, Mike Jones, was J-Dog signed to y'all too?
Man, J-Dog started with us, but J-Dog was never ever signed to us, you know?
Yeah.
J-Dog was like that person that just came in with the crew.
Yeah. Hopped on some shit.
You hopped on some shit and killed it. You know.
Do you think if like Chameleon and Power Wow and them would have, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Do you? Y'all
Yeah, I grew up with them, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like what was even going on with them?
I mean, I don't want to speak their business from 20 years ago,
but I mean,
them boy, put it this way, I tell you this, because you know, I grew up from kids before we knew we could be somebody. When we was just the name our mama gave us, shitheads running around the neighborhood and shit. Them boys was real friends. Like that wasn't no. Let's just make like them boys was real friends. So when they fell out, everybody knew it was serious.
You know the crazy thing about Power Wall and Chameleon, right? I don't look at either one of them as being wrong. They're just two people with two different mind frames.
Yeah.
You know, they're two different people with two different mind frames.
I agree.
Like Paul Wall is the people's champ, right? And Chameleon now is the way forward thinking person. You know,
I tell you this. As far as the South, in my opinion, Chameleon there pioneered hip hop on the internet. Chameleon.com, pushing the .com, man. He was the first one on that internet wave.
Yeah, I mean before
the first one,
anybody website,
first one to sell a CD over the internet, sell music from up like out here us, because you know they wasn't fucking with us. We had to do everything on our own.
Right.
Nobody was on that internet shit before Cam. Nobody was.
Nobody was. He was the first one. We had a website in what's that? In 99. We had a website in 99.
Swishahouse.com.
You know, we were one of the first labels in the South to have a website. You know, we wasn't even a label then. We were just making mixtapes.
Swishahouse.com.
Man, you excited.
Yeah.
Dog, I grew up with this shit, dog. Like that shit plus half the crew were my friends from middle school and high school. Like that shit really meant something to me. Like I can call Broderick, you know what I'm saying? I seen Mario just the other day. Yeah. Like I grew up with these people. Like it was my homies.
How did you feel when you started seeing? Of course, you was happy for them, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, to have close relationships, because like that was an era that I was like younger than y'all.
Their success was my success.
Yeah, it
really was. I whatever they did, I made sure to benefit off of it. You know what I'm saying? I knew them. I was a key, you know, making baby steps in the music business back then. So that helped. Like it benefited me. That shit. Their success was my success.
Man, that shit crazy, man. Cause that shit crazy.
From Mike, man, we used to be walking around them apartments on Tidwell with Mike and Evergreen. I think they was what they were called. Like we was out there. I was out there. You know what I'm saying? We was doing that shit. And shit, the boys, they did that shit.
The first,
Mike still touring. Mike still getting money.
You talking about Mike Jones?
Yeah. Make all the jokes you want. That nigga still. I'm talking to Texas right now. Make all the jokes you want. That nigga still out there getting money, living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. Man, you crazy.
Record that damn big. I'd imagine so.
Yeah, and that's crazy, man. That man put off a double platinum record. Yeah. The first album with double platinum. Fucking insane.
Did y'all kind of know, like, I ain't gonna say that y'all, when y'all was dropping shit, right, it was like, damn, like anything y'all dropped was gonna go.
Yeah, it did get like that.
It was like anything that y'all dropped was gonna go.
But you know, I never had the mentality like that, man. My whole thing was, every time I dropped a mix, I was trying to beat the last mix.
Yeah.
You know? So it got to a point where I was actually competing against myself. I was trying to beat myself. I felt like at really on the cool and in the 2000s, I really felt like there was nobody that could beat me in doing mixtapes. Agreed. You know, when I listened to anybody doing mixtapes, the quality of it and the song selection and everything and how it's coming, I felt like there was nobody that could beat me, you know.
Agreed. I would, to me, Michael Watts is the number one mixtape DJ, and the second best after that would be Drama. Yup. Because, I mean, mixtapes in Texas was a big thing before Drama even got started.
Yeah, but Drama, you know what, when it came down to Drama, they had a whole different style of how they made mixtapes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a Drama mixtape and my mixtape were two totally completely different things around there, right?
Yeah, it was two different vibes. Definitely.
You know, it was two totally different vibes, man. So I couldn't even compare myself to what I was thinking about as a mixtape to what he was doing, you know?
So who came out first? You know what I'm saying? Who came out first? Was it Mike Jones?
What you mean, Archie Lee and Lester
No,
Roy?
I'm talking about when they were doing the big commercial shit.
The big commercial record. Believe it or not, our first commercial artist was Archie Lee. The first commercial record was Archie Lee, right? And then like for us, who we put out first, the first solo artist that was on a major for us was Mike Jones.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, everybody else had their own deals. Like everybody else was like, you know, Slim was on his own deal. Paul Wall and Camille and them, that was on their own deal. You know, like Slim was on Interscope. Paul Wall was on Paul Wall ended up releasing the record. Paul Wall was with Mad Hatter. Paul Wall and Camille was with Mad Hatter.
Yep.
And who else was there? Then Camille now he put his shit out on why do I want to say Jive?
I was going to say Jive
not
too.
Jive. No, not Jive. Why could I think of these people, man? They're big. That's crazy. I can't think of the label for shit. You know what I mean?
I thought it was Jive too.
Mike really kicked open the door.
He really kicked for the Swishahouse.
I thought that song was Slim Thug's song.
No, that was
Tippin is Mike Jones.
No, let me tell you. Still Tippin was a Swishahouse group song. It was on the Day Hell Broke Loose 2. We flipped it for a single for Mike Jones.
God.
Because the song was before Mike Jones even put his album together, right? I flipped that. Well, we flipped that for a single for him because the song was already so hot on the street.
I don't know why I always thought that was Slim Thug's song.
That's because he leads it. It was just a Swishahouse group song. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. It wasn't nobody's really particular single at all. You know?
That motherfucker was so goddamn hard, even to this day. I think when you motherfucking classic H-Time record songs, that hoe is okay. Mind Playing Tricks, you got to put that hoe up there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Mind Playing Tricks, Still Tippin, and Wanna Be a Baller, the three biggest songs from a male artist from Houston. Unless you want to talk about Beyonce.
I gotta say those three songs are the three biggest H-Town records that was big outside of Texas.
Yeah.
You know, like some records they were big out here, but they was big in the southern region.
Yeah. And
I dig it.
Okay, yeah. You talking about like big outside of Texas and it being like cultural driven. I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because you had shit to come out of, you know what I'm saying, Chameleon, that shit. His shit was so fucking big, like the Sound of Revenge shit and the record that he had, the Riding Dirty. You know what I'm saying? But that was like more of a...
But you talking about things that are a product of being Swishahouse, not actually Swishahouse. Like Riding Dirty wasn't on Swishahouse label.
Right.
Chameleon now came from Swishahouse, therefore he made it to that level. But as far as Swishahouse's success, Mike Jones was the still Tippin. Yeah.
Was all them boys signed to you at any point? Because I know you said they were signed to this label, and then they were signed to that label, and
no, we was actually just doing it when we first started around there. We was really just having fun, just like how everybody was on the Screwed Up Click,
right.
just over there just rapping and just being a part of the group, and nobody was signed on that. It was just the same way. Everybody was coming through and just just getting their shine on. You know.
What are your relationships like with everybody now at this stage in life?
It's good, man. It's good. I could call everybody, man. Everything is good, you know?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And how is Lester Roy and Archie Lee doing? Like, we don't hear them names. People forget about those names.
I'm going to tell you what's crazy.
Archie Lee used to rap his ass out, too.
Man, Archie Lee was cold, man. Archie Lee, man, he could produce, write, and everything. Like, his album came out first with us because he had already produced the album.
Oh, shit.
He produced the album himself.
Wasn't no work to do with it.
Yeah, it was done. He did it.
Y'all had Young Red and Surreal too, right?
Yeah, Young Red and Surreal.
Young Red was hard too.
Yeah, I like Young Red because he sounded like nobody else, you know? I think Young Red was just so ahead of his time that I think that our core Swishahouse fans, I think Young Red was ahead of our core fans.
Young Red and Chris Wizard, to me, was kind of like that for both groups. Like, man, boys don't understand his rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to me, they both was like that. I can dig it.
I can see the parallel.
Yeah.
I can see the
You
parallel.
know what I'm saying? It's Young Red, man.
I like Chris Ward, man.
Chris Wizard, yeah, he do go hard.
Real unique.
He do go hard. So was Young Red at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I remember. Because we was starting the radio, and we was promoting Young Red because we had got a couple of his records, and they was.
His records were fire, man. Red records were fire, man. But they was so different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it had to be marketed like totally. I think the Young Red had to be marketed as Young Red. You know what I mean? I don't think it needed to be marketed as like a Swishahouse. Because if you hear Swishahouse, you was expecting a certain thing. You was expecting a certain thing. You know what I mean? You automatically get put into a lane. You know what I mean? But Young Red wasn't in a lane. He was on his own lane.
That's what's up.
He asked you about like the best thing, the best moment and thing like that. What was like one of the hardest things to deal with in your career?
Wow. Really just keeping the business with people around there, man, because at the end of the day, when you start doing real business with people, man, all that friendship shit goes out the window, you know?
I feel that.
And when you start things, man, and everything was on love and shit like that, and you got to switch it from love to doing real business around there, it becomes complicated, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like when it came down to us, why everybody didn't go on the major with us, right? So at the end of the day, when it came down to signing paperwork and everything around there, you know, we couldn't just run it the street way. You know what I mean? We can't say, hey, just get on there, we're going to just chunk you some change and nothing like that. You know? This shit is legal shit, man. You working with the majors, man. You can't do that, you know?
Yeah.
So in order to go to the next level, you have to do it professionally, man. We had to do contracts, you know? And that's where everything just got complicated at, you know?
I dig that.
Because at first, man, when we were just doing mixtapes, everything was all love and it's all smiles. But when it comes big and you try to do contracts, man, people kind of like, oh man, I don't know.
Right. Some people ain't ready for it at that time in their life. Like it's different.
I get it.
It's different. Speaking of different, man, what is life like nowadays for Mr. Michael Watts?
Man, you know what's so crazy, man? Don't you know I want to retire, but I just can't. I don't do shit else. I mean, like for me, man, I've never been a cook, I've never been a chef, I never played sports. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to drive trucks. I don't want to, you know. I went to college for fix computers, but that was so damn long ago. I had to go back to school for that. I don't want to do that shit. You know,
and then the computer's different than a motherfucker now too.
I mean, everything in life. Before, when I dropped out of electronics just because they said that you have to stay in school the rest of your life. But the reality of it is now, really, if you're going to survive, you're going to be in school for the rest of your life. Because everything involved, if you don't stay on top of everything, stay ahead of everything that's going around here, you're not going to win, period.
That's crazy.
I mean, because at the end of the day, man, for me to survive all this time around here with all the people that I started with, you know what I mean, is amazing. You know, the reason why I was able to survive longer than a lot of people that started with me because they didn't really want to evolve. You know what I mean?
So Highway Yellow, man, are you looking to add more members back to the Swishahouse brand?
I'm in debate about it, you know, because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Running a record label and dealing with a whole lot of artists, man, that shit is really mentally tough and it's hard. It's not easy at all. You know what I mean? So to be honest with you, I'll work with an artist or two, man, but just to try to do it back the way I did it, no, I won't do that. You know, I got a family now, so I can't spend that type of time, man. You know what I mean?
I dig it.
And you know what I would want? A Swishahouse reunion.
Well, I want a Swishahouse reunion. You know what I mean?
That shit
will it happen?
I think it will happen. I think it will happen.
Y'all need me to start putting some strings around this motherfucker.
Man, we got the thing into play. You know, we have it into play. You know, but my thing is that we do a reunion, I want everybody there.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Everybody that was a part of it. I want everybody there, and I don't want anybody to come on love. I want that shit to be everybody get paid because everybody deserves to get paid on. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm there.
I'm
buying a Section 10
I want to do it in the Wooded.
Give me 12 hookahs. I'm investing all the bread I can.
I want to do a big show here first with everybody on that. I want to do it in the Woodlands Pavilion, and I want to just start it there, and where it grows from that point, you know, we'll take it there.
Then I'm bringing a tent, I'm bringing some wicker couches. It's going down, man.
Cause y'all got so many fucking records, dog. You know what I'm saying? You bring, like you say, you can't leave nobody out.
It's the Swishahouse, nigga. Put some respect on the name.
Come on, man. Look. Motherfuckers want to
Put
give
some
me a hard
respect on
time.
the name, nigga. It's the Swishahouse.
Nah, man, there's so many. That'd be a dope ass show. Different vibes, whole lot of different shit. And it'd be a lot of money turning hands, too.
And the cool thing about it, I want everybody.
It's a tour.
Like, for when we do the Swishahouse shows, everybody perform their songs together, right? I remember one time I went to a Screwed Up Click show, right? And I was just so disappointed because people wasn't doing the songs together. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Trey and Zero perform. I wanted to see Lil O and Zero perform. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Flip and whoever. I wanted to see them perform the songs together. I didn't want to see them perform them separate. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That should be live as shit.
I dig it.
Man, you think it's a tough question. At least for me. Do you think if Screw never died, do you think 2005 would have happened the way that it happened?
It would have still happened. At the end of the day, I mean, it really would have been glorious because at the end of the day, when Screw was alive, the rivalry of that was fueling us. You know what I mean? We was actually fueling each other.
That's a dope way to look at it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something, man. The hardest shit I did was when Screw was alive.
Yeah. That's a dope ass way to look at it. And you think you're fueling both sides?
It was fueling both sides around there, man. It would have been monstrous on both sides. Yeah. Period.
2005 fucking around been bigger.
It would have been bigger for everybody. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like the when me and Screw was both putting out tapes, I think the most rappers flourished at that time than any other time in music out here in this market.
Definitely, that's golden era. That was the golden era of Houston.
There's
85% of Houston rappers come through
from
the
that
Swishahouse or Screw organization.
We had the largest number of people winning off the game when we both was going at it.
That's real.
I don't even know if it was I don't know if y'all older than me. If I ever seen a wave in hip hop like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was so one of a kind, like how it was so many artists coming out of Houston, and then it was in the back of our mind, we knew we still had niggas in the vault. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, y'all getting this one, then boom, y'all pull out Lil Kiki. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, you know what I'm saying? Zero on Get Throwed. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so many people just kind of working their way in. I don't know, had y'all ever seen, and this for both of y'all, three of y'all, have y'all ever seen anything in hip hop, you know, that would resemble anything like that in particular? You know what I mean? Not like, okay, how Atlanta is and they done came and they done kind of created their industry and got everything going and rocking and rolling, and then have y'all ever seen anything like that, or is it just significant to us like
East Coast, when it came down to like the Juice Crew, and you know, they had other people, you know, but it was like they had the big crews like that, you know, on and on the East Coast, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it will, because in my opinion, both organizations, the whole movement, everything, it grew out of necessity. Nobody was fucking with us down here.
Period. At
that time, in 91, 88, 97, nobody was fucking with us down here. We had to make a way for ourselves.
Yeah, you right.
You was either you signed with Jay Prince and you was on that train, and that was it.
But then I think also what made it very unique is that, you know what I'm saying, we have a different mentality down here with the independent grind. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, a lot of movements, if you would, like a No Limit or a Cash Money or even like a Slip and Slide. So, you know what I'm saying? We all kind of start in the same place, but then they go major and then they stay major and then they, you know what I'm saying, work their way through with the machine behind them and shit like that. Knowing down here that we didn't really need that. I mean, the Houston, I think that era was an anomaly, if we being realistic. Because I know we can reference different places that did different things, but I don't think that there's been anything in hip hop over its 40-year existence or something like that, right? That really resembles what we did here. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it.
Definitely not in the South. You know what I mean? You know, the closest thing from the South.
East Coast. If you go back and just do a lot of research on the East Coast, you can probably find there was groups of people here, and these people made it out of that situation, out of that situation, out of that situation, out of that situation.
And went back, like, damn near intentionally went back independent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the
went back,
you know what I mean?
No, I don't know about that one.
Because we didn't, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not been right, like, niggas went, you know what I'm saying, major, and then they were like, shit, we don't really need them on the cool.
Yeah, you know, I think the difference between us and a lot of other regions around there, right, that everybody started off independent and then went major. Most people, they get a buzz on the street and they go major.
Yeah, without really making no money.
Yeah, they go major. You know what I mean? Yeah, so at the end of the day, once you get placed on the top of the mountain, right? Once you get placed on the top of the mountain, you don't know how to climb down. You fall off. You know what I mean?
That's real.
At the end of the day, if you was independent and you already had your independent ground on there, right? Once you earned your way up in the major around there, right? When you get off of major, you still know how to operate independently.
Oh man.
So that's why a lot of our artists, you know, when they get independent around there, they never fall off. They keep going, you know.
Man, you Slim Thug, you know what I'm saying? Major philanthropist, super independent success, real estate exec, all that.
Yeah.
Chameleon now, Grammy Award winning. Now he's a tech superstar in tech, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Paul Wall sold the grills, used his public persona to make his career a lasting one, which was a commendable feat to me. Like, he's the people's champ for real. And then, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on. Which one of these people did you learn the most from? Because you've been around some extraordinary individuals.
Man, I learned a little bit from everybody, man. I learned how to plan with Chameleon. If you ever talk to Chameleon about everything, it's a whole plan out there, right? It's not like I'm finna just drop my record around here, right? It is a whole laid out, detailed plan with Chameleon. That's why a lot of this stuff was so successful, you know?
Okay.
Like Paul Wall, I actually learned how to do interviews from watching Paul Wall and Mike Jones.
Okay.
Like, I'm not that type of person that like doing interviews at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was on the radio. That's crazy.
And that's why we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, I learned how to do interviews watching those two. Like with Slim, right? Slim is just relentless. You know what I mean? Like, even when he was with the Swishahouse, man, he outgrew that shit so fucking fast around there because he's a go-getter, man. Like, I know he was when he came in when I gave him his first box of CDs, I knew he was gonna be rich. I knew it. I gave this motherfucker about 400 CDs. This nigga came back in the next hour. I'm out. Watch, I'm out. Like, God damn.
I was there, man. I used to see that
nigga literally came back by the next hour, maybe 2 hours without exaggeration. Nigga, watch, I'm out.
And this one, he was in high school.
High school. You know what I mean?
All-Star. 249, man.
This nigga was not playing at all, man. I knew this nigga was going to be successful when I gave him his first box of CDs. It was a rap. You know what I mean?
Trade with the skating ring on 290. All-Star on 249, man. We used to be out there, man.
This nigga was not playing at all.
In the front, trunk
I mean, this is where we hung out as kids. Remember, you talking about 95, 6, and 7. I'm 14, 15, 16. That's where we were as kids.
And that boy to be out there trunk pop Posted up.
I mean, in the beginning, they was out there with their backpacks and wife beaters on, selling the CDs. Then the money came in.
You got a whip. Then they go out the trunk.
There you go.
These motherfuckers had cars, apartments, and everything from selling music. You know, from selling music. Teenagers eating.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Eating. You know.
That's real.
I think it was amazing, man. I think it's cool, man, the fact that, I know I had something to do with changing people's lives, man, around there. Damn. Ain't no telling, man, where everybody else would have been at, We probably, if it wasn't for the Swishahouse, man, we probably all would have ended up in jail like everybody else.
Yeah.
Facts.
You ever look back at your life and be like, damn, man, is it kind of hard to believe sometimes the things that you accomplished?
It is. Because I never... It's crazy, man. Like, this wasn't a plan for me. It's not like I said, I want to be a record exec and put out records and stuff like that, and I want to be a millionaire. I never, ever said in my life that, you know what I mean? Never thought that in a million years, ever.
Let me ask you one question. So, do your kids know who you are?
Yeah, my kids know who I am.
They know what you done to the culture in Houston?
Yeah, my adult kids, they do know,
Right.
Like
the
little ones, they know Daddy does something special, but they don't know the severity of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't know the severity of it.
Yeah.
Do you ever take the time to try to explain it to them?
No, not really.
They'll figure it out on their own.
They'll figure it out, man. I want them to find their own way. I don't really take out the time to. I haven't taken the time out yet to explain it to them. My youngest daughter, she kind of have an understanding about what's going on, but I never broke it down in detail,
That's what's up.
Because they see Daddy working at home. They know Daddy does that stuff,
So
they watch YouTube.
They seen the videos with you on them?
They watch some of the videos and stuff.
Oh, man.
So even though I'm slowed down right now because I'm doing more of a family type thing around there, because like I gotta say, man, like my older kids, I wasn't there to raise them because I was so tied up into this shit.
Right.
That I really wasn't there as a father. So my kids I'm raising right now, I'm not trying to go that path with them.
Right.
I feel that.
Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel that for real.
I'm even learning that shit. You know what I mean? I'm even learning that shit, and that shit crazy.
That's crazy. Pop up a video, your kids pop up a video, you got 1 million views. And that's my daddy's song, and that's
a million.
No,
nigga, them hoes, motherfucking
like
80 million, 100 million.
That's crazy.
Hey,
you know what's the hardest thing, man, to do? It's hard trying to get that hunger back, like I had back then, Like for me, I still have ideas and everything, but that hunger like I had back then, it's like it's not there right now.
Do you think it come from age, or do you think it come from, man, I done did it already, bro?
I just think once you like I say, man,
that's a different type of hunger when you coming up.
Exactly, right. It's you gotta when you having a fight. Yeah. Nothing runs your adrenaline better than a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, I'll have to actually pick a fight.
Right.
I feel that.
I'll have to actually pick a fight right now with somebody. You know what I mean?
Back then, you was really like in a fight for your life, damn.
Yeah, man. Everybody was picking a fight with me, so I was getting shit, man. That was my biggest motivator. Hate was my biggest motivator. That's what gave me all that shit, man.
That's what's up.
Like it's like, man, when you fight somebody, you were proving the point. When somebody hating on you like that, man, you gotta prove the point that no, I'm gonna win this shit. Fuck that. Like they talking shit before the boxing match round. Like, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker ass.
Man,
Hey,
I be seeing you around the city here and there. You know what I'm saying? And every time I see you, you always dropping a little piece of jewel, like real jewels. You be giving real information that can actually benefit, like a person can really take what you said and immediately apply it to something and see a difference. You see a future in that,
I should do it.
Management or A&R consultant, something like that.
I should do that. I ain't gonna lie. I should do this. I should do that. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't done it, but I should do that. Because like I say, like doing radio and all that type of shit. I've done that. I'm bored with it. I don't want to go back that path. I want to do something different. So my whole thing is figuring out what different I'm gonna do.
I feel that.
What different I'm gonna do.
You got a lot of knowledge to share though. So you got a lot of experiences that a small fraction
Bro.
of humanity has experienced. You
Bro,
know what I'm
let me-
saying? And a larger fraction of humanity would like to get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
There's a lot to share.
I'm gonna tell you this story, dog. This Michael Watts, you know, he do his little legend talk. Man, thank y'all, you know. And he finna walk. And he turned back around. He said, wait a minute, man. I got one more thing to say. And he said, man, anybody got this company? They fucking y'all over, man. You need to drop that company and get with this company. And kind of just gave the mic back and walked out like a motherfucker, right? So later on that evening or that night, the next day, like 2 or 3 people that was there, 2 or 3 rappers, they text me and would be like, all right, man, so tell me about the TuneCore distro, you know what I'm saying? And they was asking me based on what Watt said.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, like, it's your word, your presence, your words are impactful. The knowledge that you have, it really changed their, because in their head, they were like, oh, we been getting fucked over? We didn't know. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people, man, they don't understand that, man. Like, you know, I just shared the game with some of the people that put me in. They sat me down and shared the game with me, you know. Nevertheless, the fact of some of the stuff, I just really just sat there and played sponge.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, if anybody know me from back in the day, they said, well, watch, don't talk. I'm just really soaking up all the knowledge around here.
Yeah.
You know, what I need to talk for. I don't have nothing to say. I need to learn.
Well,
I can't learn shit if
got
I'm
one more
speaking.
question for him. I know I need to be on the mic. But I got one more. Artists really think that they ready for this game. They really think that they ready for the bread. Do you think that a lot of these artists are really ready to go through that? What you've been through?
I mean, like for me, right? I didn't really lose my mind because by the time I popped, I was already making street bread already. So when I started making real money, I already was familiar with having money. And I've never been one of those type of people that gave a fuck about being famous, so that never really went to my head. So a lot of artists, once you started getting money and with fame, that shit is a high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's like one of the biggest highs in the world. That's why a lot of people lose their mind when they get put on that level like that. You know? So it's that fame is a hard thing for people to shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be dangerous for a lot of people, man, around there, man.
A lot of people ain't ready for it.
Man, they're not ready for that shit, man. It's not. It's you don't have a life of your own, man. Some people, man, actually commit suicide, you know, because of that shit. You know what I mean?
Look at how people
'Cause
act
they-
when they get their taxes back. So imagine getting millions
And being super
and
famous.
being famous. Come on, a
I'm
lot
a-
of people is not mentally.
I know artists, man, that just kind of lose their mind. Like at the end of the day, when you met them last year, they were broke, and then the next year, they literally riding around here in Rolls Royces and shit around here. You know what I mean? I mean, for somebody to come from point A to point B that fast around there, right? You know, you gotta, it's dangerous, right? You know, because you see, like a lot of people hit the lottery, right, and they go broke. How the fuck do you win $20 million or $100 million and you go broke?
Don't know how to spend it.
You know, it's just the fact that people aren't used to having money. You know, real people, you build up protection with your money. When you earn your money, you build it from the first dollar around there. You build protection around there. But when somebody just drop it to you, you just got it. You have no protection. So at the end of the day, the only thing they do is the vultures just come around here and just pick all your shit around there because you have built no wall of protection.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Gotta get them IRAs, boy. You gotta get into that IRA game, boy.
Damn.
A lot of cats ain't ready for it, bro.
Man, I like sitting down with these niggas, man. I like sitting. I don't communicate with these niggas.
No, it's all good.
I like sitting down with these boys, man. Like I really do, man. Because, you know, somebody like Michael Watts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even me being from the South Side, and even the people that's watching, they know my love and shit for the South Side, and you know, but my love in general for Houston. You know what I'm saying? In reality, if we been 100, you know what I'm saying, we can't. I don't give a fuck what side of town you from. You can't take nothing away from what this man accomplished. You can't take nothing away from what Swishahouse did.
Bro, we took the culture to
Absolutely.
We did, because I was there supporting like a motherfucker.
It's nothing you can do to take away from what, you know what I'm saying, from what this man did. You know what I'm saying? I'm really talking to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit that sometimes, you know, motherfucker be hating on wives because of the motherfucker on Southside because of the Screw and the Swishahouse. But at the end of the day, if we been 100, Houston wouldn't have the culture that we have right now without this man playing his part and doing it. If we been 100, bro.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what side of town if you on the south side and you a screw head and all that shit there and you unread screwed up click around this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask, dog. Don't ruin it for me. I was gonna ask, dog.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, you know, it's nothing you can do to, you know, if they both was needed, bro. And I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you as a fan of Houston music, as a lover of this culture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To me, it'll forever be dope. You know what I mean? Just sitting down talking to cats like this, sitting down talking to the Big Pokey, sitting down talking to the Lil Kikis, talking to all these people, man. It's significant for me in my life, and
yeah,
I just want to be sure that niggas don't be, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't. I just want to make niggas don't be fucked up about
this
it.
One went on the books for me, dog.
I mean, you know, one thing I wanted to realize, man, regardless of the shit that people might talk or what the fuck they might think around there, man, but I always done this for us. Yeah, no. I done this for us. I never did this shit just for me. Did you feel
like you had to go harder when Screw died?
I felt like I had to go hard, just period. You know, man, my life was hard, man. Nothing was ever given to me, nigga. I had to buy my own school clothes when I was in high school. So I never, you know, my life was never easy, period. It's not even easy right now. You know what I mean?
I feel
like shit, I still got to do shit. Nigga, I want to retire, nigga. I don't want to have to do all this shit, but I still got to go hard now. You know what I mean? I mean, my thing is this here. I do this shit for us. I'm not just saying this shit because I'm on the camera. I always have the mentality, I'm doing this for us. I was playing Screw shit on the radio when this man was alive. You know what I mean? When I was editing the freestyles for that, right? I never sold no Screw freestyles on none of my tapes around there, right? I actually edited that shit just so people will understand the culture. I played that shit on the radio every Sunday. You know what I mean? I took my time out to do that because of the culture. You know, not that because of us. You know what I mean? You know, it's like I wanted to preserve. When they came to Houston on Sunday, I wanted to give them Houston. You know what I mean? And what was motherfuckers banging? We was banging Swishahouse and we was banging Screwed Up Click. I could have played Swishahouse all day long around there, but I didn't do that. You know what I mean? I wanted to play us, the culture around here.
I think you misunderstood. I think so. I think you misunderstood.
People don't understand that shit, man, because at the end of the day, man, you know, you get simple-minded people.
Facts.
Caught up in the bullshit.
Because at the end of the day, you cannot discredit my work or anything around there because the real ones can relate. Facts. You know what I mean? Why do you think that people like Pokey and Kiki and Zero don't fuck with me? You know what I mean? That's because I kept it real with these niggas, man. You know, I ain't say give me this or nothing around there, man. I love these niggas. I love what they do, and I love their culture, and I love their music. You know what I mean? It's never been about no particular group or nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, this shit was about the South and the Southern culture, man. Before I play anybody's shit, if your shit was from Texas or Louisiana, I will play that shit first before I play any other national record.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has their shit, right? Like the West Coast, they got their media, right? Atlanta got their media, you know. New York got their media, you know what I mean? So my thing is, when I was on the radio on Sunday, I am the media for us. I gave a damn about nothing but this region here, period.
Yeah, hold up. It's going down. It's going down, man. Man, dog. Well, let me get my rocks off too, dog. Shit, this meant a lot to me, dog. Before I got in the music business, I was a super fan. You were OG to me. Like in my head, I'm doing, it's Michael Watts. Like, I see you a bunch, but I'm still a fan, dog, and still much respect. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate everything that you're doing, man, by keeping the torch going around there and keeping the South alive, man.
I be trying, dog. I be
man,
trying.
I'm telling you, man, like for everybody else, they push for them. You know, we got to push for us around there. You know,
I'm trying to keep it about us.
When we go to other place, guess what? Our value is to them, our money. You know what I mean? We gotta wash each other's hands, man. Like support each other around there. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Like shit, man. Don't be like for me. If it's something that I heard and I don't give a damn what DJ played it. If that shit is hot, I'm gonna ask you what it is, and guess what? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna edit it, and it's gonna be on my show. Period.
Bro, this nigga Watts will hit you randomly. Hey, I seen what you been doing, man. Here, take these 13 songs and use them. You gonna appreciate it. And you go through them hoes. You be like, damn. Talking about shit that's clean. You wouldn't have never could find nowhere, man. Professionally clean, man. Boy, Watts be looking out for you, man. That's what's up, dog. That's what's up, man.
Man, we appreciate you coming, man.
No problem, man.
One last question.
Go ahead. No, I'm here. I'm here.
Can I be an honorary Swishahouse member? What I got?
Let's make it happen, man. Cause bro, we gotta.
You heard it.
Keep it going.
You heard
make
it.
It happen.
Swishahouse DJ nightcap in this motherfucker.
Hey, but you got responsibility to uphold.
What? You don't? Well,
you doing all that bullshit. You got responsibility to uphold around this motherfucker. You heard what he said? We got to keep this shit going.
We got to keep it going. We got to keep it going.
I'm trying to keep the torch going,
like
dog.
Real talk.
Breaking Texas.
I don't want you to bullshit with that shit, man.
Hey. Like I say, we not doing it for us. We doing it for the culture. You know what I mean?
You know about breaking Texas.
We do it for the culture. The culture is going to take care of us.
Straight up.
Period. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Yeah.
You over there on your excited man shit.
What?
Man over
this
there dropping jewels.
DJ motherfucking Michael Watts, man.
But I'm saying you missed out with the nuggets.
I missed out, dog. Lord say the same. It won't be the last jewel he dropped to me.
I am blessed. I was blessed because I blessed other people.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
We can't ever forget, man. The day you stop giving is the day you stop receiving.
Man, that's real. That's real.
Hey, you ever ran into DJ Screw anywhere?
Yeah. I ran into Screw.
But you all
straight up.
Yeah, I ran into Screw before.
You know,
I ran him up there, D-Rec, you know.
Shout out
and
to
you know
D-Rec.
the
Shout out to
notorious
D-Rec, man.
French's story around there. I'm not gonna get in depth, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit is some true shit, you know.
What?
That's some true shit.
Research.
And I ran into him. I actually booked Screw for a gig in Angleton. Yeah. Me and Luscious Ice.
he came.
Yes, he did.
Why would he not come get his bread?
Yeah, he came.
I'm asking for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm asking for them.
Yes, he came with C-Note and Pat was with him back then. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about it, right? The gig was packed. They got into a fight at fucking midnight around that motherfucker. The law shut the party down. Screw showed up right at 1 o'clock.
Oh, that was kind of lit for him. He got paid and didn't do nothing.
But the thing about it, the show was packed. We had like 1,000 people in that motherfucker. 1,000 people ready to come in that motherfucker.
Damn.
That's crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, man. At the end
He
of the day,
thought it was some fugazi shit.
no.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just I'm asking.
Nah, bro. No, it's legit
nigga
shit, man.
Nigga gonna ask. Nigga gonna say shit like, man, nigga ain't asking no questions. Nigga ain't asked this. Nigga ain't asked that. I'm just trying to ask. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't asked Big Pokey none of this shit.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, just
You ain't asked your OG none of
here.
this shit. You
I
want to interrogate my OG?
Hey, when I interviewed
Lil
Lil Kiki, before I interviewed Lil Kiki, I read some articles, right? I read an article and he said Wash was the best mixer that he had ever worked with. This is a nigga from the South Side. I'm unread, screwed up, click around this motherfucker, right? And I asked him, that was a tough question. You know what I'm saying? Given that I thought he was talking about turntables. And he was like, nah, see, when people, you know what I'm saying? He broke it down. I got to ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? I got to ask the questions. You feel what I'm saying? But he was like, Wash was the best mixer as far as engineering he had ever worked with. He was like, you got to think, when he was working with Screw, it was something completely different. He was like, when he got the, and even maybe when he was with Jam Down and whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? But he said when he got to Watts, it was the best actual sound that he had ever heard himself. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough question for me to ask, but you know what I'm saying? You got to ask.
I always wanted, my whole thing is this here, man. I always wanted to work with Kiki. At the end of the day, he's a legend to me. So for this man to want to fuck with me in any kind of shape, form, or fashion, I made sure that I try to do my best job for this man. It was beyond the whole thing of standard at all. You know what I mean? And, because Kiki is the only person that we ever fucked with that was made. Everybody else that we fucked with around there was just people that was from the ground up,
right? And
they grew into what they are.
I dig it. I dig what you're saying.
Young Red was different. Young Red was actually out with Flip before that, man. But as far as somebody that was made,
right?
Kiki was the first person that we actually fucked with that was made.
Was it any pressure with him being a made man?
I mean, mentally, because you want to do your best and you want to go beyond, man. You don't want to let this man down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want this man to be successful. You have to win with this man.
Right.
You want to make this man proud, man, because this man had put more than his faith around there, man. This man has sacrificed a lot to fuck with us. You know what I mean? So you can't do that, man. This man is literally sacrificed his fan base and his family, because I know how people that are Kiki fans or feel about him fucking with us. You know what I mean? So we have to do our best with him.
Right.
Period.
It was a lot of niggas that felt some way about that shit too.
It was natural though.
I remember that shit.
Because at the end of the day, man, that man deserved. That man is a legend, man. That man deserved everything that he deserved in life. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, if I can help this man here get to where he need to be at around, I'm going to do it. It's the same thing with Zero, but Zero never was signed with us, man. But I was the first person to start playing Zero shit on the radio. Nobody was playing Zero shit on the radio. I started playing this shit on the radio.
The future of FM radio.
It's a wrap.
I was going to say, is it looking bleak as it is?
It's a wrap,
man.
As far as there's too many other options that you could go to. Actually, the options have been killing commercial radio for a decade. You can get what you want whenever you want it right now.
On demand.
I dig it.
Everything's on demand now. Nobody waits for shit.
I dig it.
Unless you have something that's so unique about your show that you can only get that.
Do you think there could ever be a movement? I can't help it, dog. Do you think there could ever be another movement like Screw or Swishahouse in any form? Now that we're in a digital age,
I'm gonna tell you what I thought was gonna be that new movement for the big group in Houston around that right. Yes, Sauce. The Sauce, when Sauce and them came with the drip, I say, there they go, right there. Boy, they revolutionized this shit. That's gonna be the new screwed up click of Swishahouse around there. They've done it, and that's how I felt, when they came on that move.
That's what's up, man. I ain't gonna keep asking questions, man. Let's get on out of here, man. I could chop it up for hours with that.
That's all good. Ain't nothing to edit and can't fix, Because all you're gonna do, you have this footage, you're gonna edit it. I know y'all not running it live,
Nah, it ain't live. Absolutely not.
Man, we appreciate you, big homie.
It's all good.
I am Hype South.
I am DJ Nightcap.
I am Michael Watts.
And this is
Throw It in the Game.
Bingo.
Thanks for watching. For more all-exclusive, all-original content all the time, subscribe to Chowtime TV.